It's Saturday. Isn't it the best time to have a good time, really? So, I'm here today, very happy, very blessed. God be the glory, that I actually got this opportunity to be here and to speak with you today. So, I want to talk about press release, media. There's something about being on the spotlight. When everybody sees you and everybody knows you're doing whatever it is you're doing, you get noticed. Yes, you get noticed. And at the end of the day, you can say you're going to be using social media. You can say you're going to be doing using groups, whatever you want. You're going to pay for advertisement. You're going to do word to mouth, referrals, you name it. What you're trying to do is to get noticed because you want people to know you exist and you want the people that know that you exist to want to buy from you. These people, you want them to be potential clients and you want to be, able to sell to them. You don't really want to give yourself too much headache. You don't really want to have to work so hard. You don't really want to have to pitch forever and nobody ever says yes. You want to get noticed and you want to get paid. That's really what it is. When we have a business, uh, if it's not a nonprofit, the goal is to make profit and not just to pay the bills, but to actually have an overflow so that you can achieve dreams, you can put money aside, you can sleep when you want, take care of your family, you don't have to worry about retirement, and you can have this a prosperous and abundant life that you believe you deserve, right? So how do we get that? Who do we contact? How do we make it there? Well, like they say, many ways will lead to Rome. I am going to teach you one of the best ways to get there. That's to be noticed by the press. You see celebrities, athletes all the time in the press, in the media, the newspapers, the magazine, the TV, the radios. They're talking about them. And on top of that, the social media are only putting them everywhere. So social media is playing a big role, but it's not the only thing. It's because they're on TV, on the press, that they have something different because everybody can be on social media. But not everybody can be in the TV. Not everybody can be on the radio. Not everybody can be on the magazine, on the newspapers. Not everybody can have journalists interview them all the time. Not everybody can be in the press. That's what makes them different. Those celebrities, right? But not only celebrities get into the press. A lot of business people get into the press. Authors get into the press. Artists get into the press. All kinds of people get into the press. It's not just about being a celebrity. It's about getting noticed, right? So I'm a publicist. That's what I've been doing for the past 12 years, is getting people into the press. When you're a publicist, you're mostly in the background because you don't really want to be in the spotlight. You want to get people on the spotlight. That's your job. If you want to be in the spotlight, it's just a blink of an eye. You have all the contacts. You know everybody. You bring everybody there all the time. So you're the best person to contact. So it's not necessarily what you want. Me, I love my life. I'm a low profile person, so I like my family. I like to be in my own corner, do my own thing. But I love to see people in the spotlight because I just love to see how they feel so happy and accomplished and fulfilled that they made it there, right? I work with celebrities all the time. I work with famous people, with journalists all the time. I was actually in the Paris television for quite some time and I loved it. And it's an experience that I wish everybody to, benefit from. So basically, one of the best things that you can do to get the press attention is what we call a press release. A press release is a document, a letter that you prepare that announces to everyone something special. So let's say you just launch a new product or you just launch a new company and you want the press to talk about it. That means you want to get coverage. You want people to have interest in what you're doing and you want everybody to feel like it's the big thing, it's so interesting. So what do? Well, you write a press release. And the press release has to be sent to journalists, to the medias that are specified in the type of industry you're trying to get the attention from. And then, if you did a good job with your press release, you get somebody to contact you about your information and to discuss an opportunity to have an interview and to give you coverage. So now it sounds very simple. I'm just simplifying things. It's not as easy as that. It's like anything in life. It's hard work. You can pitch for a year and get no journalist to call you back. And you can pitch to one person and they love your story. It's all about how you write your story, who you send it to, when you send it. It's all about timing. It's all about, meeting the right people at the right time. So it's always easier to have contacts. So the whole business of public relations is we build and establish contacts with medias around the world, and then we take our clients where we already have contacts so that it's easy. You just send the press release to the journalists you work with all the time that always cover your story, because you know what they like, you know how to write the press release, you know how to present it to them so that it matches the media they work for, and they just put it for there because that's their job. Journalists and people that work in media, they have to cover something. But they have a million story per day. Why would they cover you and not somebody else? So that all depends of if you have a good contact or not. So that's the business that I run. I built contacts for the past 12 years. I have many celebrities that I know. I just call them and then tell them, listen, I need to be in this media. And if I don't have a contact there, can you get me a contact there? And then they'll contact the person for me. They'll arrange a meeting for me. And then I just get things done. But when I started the business, I had no contact. I didn't know nobody. People would just hang up on me, not even listen to what I had to say. It took me years to get here, like 12 years down the road, I can call anyone and get anything done. But the first 2 years were really hard. The first 2 years, I got nobody to return my calls, and nobody would, publish my information, and I couldn't get anything done. It just at some point, I got a breakthrough like everybody else. God bless me, and it worked out. So what I've learned from the time where I couldn't get any coverage to the time where I get coverage for all my clients, all my contacts, and other people that work with me is there's three things that the press release has to do. The first thing is it has to be connected to something that's trendy at that particular time, something that people want to hear about, something that everybody wants to know about. So if you don't have an information that is trendy, most likely they're not going to pay attention to it. The second thing is you want to have information nobody else has. You want exclusive information. So you want something that everybody wants, but you say something that nobody knows about. And then you want it to be short and sweet and to the point. So if you're going to send a press release of 10 pages, they're not going to waste their time. If you're going to send one sentence, it has to be a really good one. But at the end of the day, you have to be really good at storytelling. You have to take the time to write a story that is so breathtaking with trendy information, exclusive information, and you send it at the right place at the right time, and you get a coverage. So you can write a press release for free and you can send it to people for free. That's for sure, you can do that. But it's just like anything else, you take a shot and you see what happens. Oh, you can also work with people that do this for a living and that have the contacts, and you can just contact me and we'll see what your budget is like, and we'll handle a press release for you. We'll handle a whole public relation campaign for you, and we'll get the results because that's what we do. That's what we do. We can prove you the records that we have. I have a track records, that speaks for itself. I've managed to accomplish a lot of things. I have many businesses that I own, and I use, the press when I need it. But it's not, not everybody wants to be an actor, or not everybody wants to be a singer. So when you want to become one of those things, the press coverage that you get is different than when you just want to get to your business to have the recognition in the niche, in the target audience that you're trying to reach. So I'm just saying, if you don't have budget, like you don't even have $10 to spend, you can still send the press release by yourself, but you don't send just anything in any way. You will go online on Google and do all the research about how to write a press release, use templates, use the perfect verbiage, then go find exactly the type of media that is interested in the type of business you have, research the trends of that industry at that moment, and then find the innovative angle that your business, your services has that nobody else has, what makes you so unique and so special, and then highlight that in that press release. And just like sales, sales is a numbers game. So send it as many people as possible. Pray God leads you to the right person, and wait for an answer from somebody to call you about that press release and discuss opportunities to be covered. If you don't have a budget, it doesn't mean you cannot get on the press. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when I started, I spent all my savings. I was down to like $100 before one of my business took off, but I still made it. And I used all my savings before I made it. Like, literally, I could not even pay for gas. But by the time I finally got my breakthrough, I didn't need to have to worry about how much money I had in my account anymore. So I started from the bottom, like anybody would, most people, because not all of us have been given an inheritance of $1 million. So I started from the bottom and I got where I am now. And it was through hard work, patience, perseverance, prayers, and prayers and prayers and prayers, and working hard and working smart, and making sacrifices and all that stuff. But I'm glad that I didn't give up, because I was tempted, but giving up is not what's going to give you the success that you want. So what I'm saying is, if you really want to get out there, get noticed, and if you get press coverage, your sales are going to be outrageous, then it's going to be so worth it. So if you have some budget, it doesn't matter exactly. I'm not going to give you numbers, because we actually work with customized budget. Like, we see what people have, and then we use a different strategy based on whatever they can afford. If you have a budget, just don't give yourself headaches. Don't reinvent the wheel. You just get the address right here. Like, just get right here now, today. Just email us. Just book your free consultation and let us do the work. You go and sit and drink your nice little milkshake, whatever it is, sleep on it. Let me and my team work hard and late nights, and we give ourselves headache and get you out there while you just focus on finally relaxing. And we'll work with your budget. That's what we do. Like, some people will charge $10,000 just to get one press release. Some people will charge $100,000 for a press or public relation campaign. We tried to actually give people a chance, even if they're just starting out, even if they don't have these big budgets. Not everybody can afford $10,000. Not everybody can afford $100,000. So, we work with celebrities. So we know that some people afford that, and when people afford that, then there's bigger things you can do. But if people cannot afford that and can have a smaller budget, that doesn't mean we cannot help them. So we help people with what they have, and we still give them high quality coverage, high quality service. They get the what they get from it is as if they had the $10,000. It's not the same strategies, but you still get the results. You still get out there, and then you climb the ladder and the stairs one by one, and you get to your goal. That's what life is all about. So don't hesitate. Like, don't tell yourself, oh my God, I'm so tight this month. No, contact me now. Like, what do you got to lose if you get in the press? It's just an investment in your success. So I wait to hear from you, but don't forget one thing. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is how determined are you to succeed. You want to get noticed or what? You got the address. You can book a free consultation, and we can talk about your public relation campaign, how to get you on the spotlight and get those sales booming. While you think about this, I want you to know that nothing is impossible, right? And it's good to know that, because sometimes we get discouraged and we think that things are so tough and so hard. But after the difficult time, after the hard time comes the good times. So I just encourage you today, don't give up. Life is full of surprises, and while you wait to figure out what life has for you, I wait to hear back. And I wait for a nice time to have a talk with you and to see how we can get you noticed.